I thought I'd do a quick video about color books. I love color books. Lately my favorite has been the Animorphia by Kerby Rosanes, and I've really been enjoying it. Dede Willingham got me hooked on color books, and on this one's in particular, it really, let me see if I'm in frame here, it really is a fabulous book. It's not just coloring, it's also doodling if you so choose to doodle. There are animals, and the animals kind of morph into doodles of random birds and creatures and you name it. Really fun. Just thought I'd do a little flip here and just talk a little bit about the difference between the two books. I did a little bit of research, and I think, I don't know, not everyone seems to think that there's a difference between them in terms of, I don't know, I guess the quality of the paper. I really find the quality of this paper, it's fairly thin. I mean, it's not, I would say it's not much thicker than copy paper. It's hard to demonstrate on video, but I can definitely show you the difference, and I think you'll be able to tell even on video how much thicker this is. This compared to this. Yeah, definitely. Quite a difference. And I'm also finding, now I haven't done any coloring in Imagimorphia yet, I just got it today, but it seems to, even though the paper's thicker, it seems to sit, it seems to flatten out a little better than this one. So, you know, I'm thinking it's perhaps a quality issue, I don't know. I had a lot of trouble getting this one to open flat. I'll show you as I flip through and come across some of the ones that I've actually done some coloring on. Okay, so this one here is, I've been using this one as my Inktober because I'm really not an Inktober person, but since it happens to be October, and I started this at the beginning of October. Basically, there's doodling happening in the stripes, obviously, and Kerby had actually done a few of them to give you an idea of some, I guess to give you some ideas and to kind of demonstrate the idea. So you may or may not be able to tell whose is whose. Let me zoom in a little bit. This is Kerby. Let me see now. This is Kerby. This is Kerby. I'm sure there are more of his, but anyway, when I first started with this process, I basically just, I just copied a lot of his little animals, faces, things. And then as I moved on, I started to think of my own ideas and became a little braver and just started incorporating things in my life into the doodles. So you can see the little tennis rackets, tennis racket, sun. So I ended up doing sort of, I did a tennis racket in almost every stripe. I did a sun in almost every stripe, so there's definitely a theme. It's difficult to come up with a lot of different ideas. So plus I wanted it to be enjoyable, so I find it more enjoyable if I don't really have to think too much about what I'm gonna do. I can just kind of do. So yeah, I did find though that it was really difficult to flatten out the book and get the doodles in the crease. But other than that, paper's quite smooth. Like I said, it kind of feels like copy paper, very smooth. I painted the background with just craft acrylic paint. Again, Dede Willingham got me sort of started on using the acrylic paint in my book. Now it does make your pages a little crinkly, which I like. If that bothers you, you may not want to use this method, but now I've started this spread, and instead of using acrylic, I actually used watercolor. The purple is watercolor. It's a Daniel Smith amethyst and has a bit of a sparkle to it. I don't know if you're going to be able to see that. I don't know if you can see it or not. Doesn't seem so, but anyway, I just liked the color and the sparkle, so that's what I used in the background. And I colored this wolf here with let's see, I started with the acrylic. Like I said, the gray is actually acrylic paint, and then I went in with Prismacolor pencils, and I actually used a very fine black marker too in some areas. So obviously this one still has a lot of work. As you can see, my method is kind of, you know, hit and miss. I just kind of do whatever I feel like doing. I don't necessarily sit down and finish one page in one sitting. And this one, the only thing I've done is the background. Now, I'm doing a little experiment here, and I'll have to come back and let you know how it works. But I started by putting watercolor in the background, and this was also watercolor. Basically, I started with a layer of watercolor. But I find that the pencils, the Prismacolor pencils, don't work quite as well over top of watercolor. The watercolor doesn't give me quite as much tooth as the acrylic. So I thought, well, how do I add tooth? Maybe I'll try some clear gesso, but it has almost too much tooth. It's really, really gritty. So I mixed it kind of half and half with matte medium, and I put a thin layer over top. So I'm going to see how that works in terms of giving me a little more tooth. So that's that. I haven't done anything there yet. Now there's lots of full flips on YouTube if you want to see everything. I'm just more or less looking for the pages that I've started. So I just did this yesterday, acrylic in the background, just craft acrylic. Now this page was the first spread that I did in this book, and I totally copied Dede Willingham in terms of her color choices and ideas. So this is, I like it, I actually love it, but it's certainly very much a copy of Dede, which I don't normally do. But to be completely honest, what happened here is I started out, my idea was to do the lizards in kind of a blue-green and do the foliage in a yellow-green and then do the background all black. But it turned out looking really, really green, and I just didn't like it. So I had to go back, and to get this yellow in here, because I had painted it black, I had to put a layer of white with a layer of fluorescent yellow on top, and then I actually went in with a Molotow marker, this particular one, which is Neo Gelb fluorescent, neon yellow fluorescent. I think I was trying to read German or something. So neon yellow fluorescent. So I used this, and I just again, this is Dede's idea. She didn't do it on this particular page in her book, but she's done this in other spreads. So I just went in and just very randomly scribbled like so. And then I had same idea with the lizards. I had already done them green. I had completely painted and Prismacolor pencil all green. I didn't like it, so to get this blue I had to paint it white first. So I used white acrylic paint, and then I went back over it with blue Prismacolor markers, and yeah, you get the idea. So it turned out okay. I'm surprised. This paper held up, and I like the way it turned out. So that's that. So I don't think I have any more in here that I've started that one, started that one, started that one, and that's it. So I'm looking forward to playing in Imagimorphia. Again, there are lots of flips on YouTube in terms of if you want to see the entire book from start to finish, but it really does seem to lay flat a lot better than my other book. So I'm not sure why that is, but it just definitely seems to me like it's just better quality. Although that one seems to have a white, doesn't seem to match up very well, but notice that one. But anyway, I just thought I would, like I said, come in and do a short little chat. Talk about my color book addiction. That's all for now. See you later, alligator.